Hello, today I will be talking about movie review number 887. This is Godzilla Minus One. Godzilla Minus One is a 2023 film that is directed by Takashi Ramasaki, which is spelled Takashiyamacaki. Takashi Ramasaki. This is from Toho Company Films that I saw on December 24th, 2023 at Cinemark Milford 16 in Milford, Ohio, which is Christmas Eve. So, this is a Godzilla movie that takes place in post-war Japan, and this takes place right after the events of World War II. Well, Japan is at its lowest point when a new crisis emerges in the form of a giant dinosaur-like monster baptized in the horrific power of the atomic bomb. So, this is part of the Godzilla franchise that the company Toho has produced, and this might be the 37th Godzilla movie overall, I believe. Yeah, I believe the 37th Godzilla movie overall. Of course, I think this is the 33rd one that is produced in Japan through Toho, while the other films have been produced through American studios. So, feeling as if he unfairly cheated death too many times, Sakushima, who is a surviving Kamanaski pirate, is attacked on Odo Island on one of many warplane engineers by a gargantuan monster, Godzilla. After the engineers die due to Shima failing to distract the monster, an overwhelming amount of guilt weighs on him, especially after a homeless woman and a baby move into his home when he returns. Sakishima, now on a personal mission, decides to team up with a large group of veterans to finally take down the monster that is known as Godzilla. Wow. I thought this was a pretty good movie. And this movie definitely shows how Godzilla is definitely a monster. And how his strength, his power, and his heat ray can definitely impact a lot of people. And I've seen some of the American Godzilla movies, but this movie, Godzilla Minus One, probably is my first Godzilla movie that I've seen that is produced through Japan. And they really did this movie very well. Godzilla definitely was terrifying in this movie, I will say. He definitely was a threat to Japan. And Shakishima, who is the main character in the movie, gets back to his homeland after World War II, and he finds a homeless woman and a baby. And they ask to spend the night at Shikishima's place, but then it eventually becomes the two of them moving in with Shakishima. And Shakishima has an overwhelming amount of guilt for failing to distract Godzilla when he had the chance, which resulted in all most of the war engineers to die on Odo Island. And so Shakishima decides to team up with some veterans from the war, and they have the plan to take down Godzilla. However, Godzilla seems to be more of a threat than they thought. And when something horrific happens, one of the veterans has another plan that could take Godzilla down once and for all. But the question is, will that do it? And the film also displays how Shakishima must try to get over his guilt and try to move on, while at the same time trying to avenge his the war engineer's death and other people that have died through this horrific monster. And Shakishima might have a plan of his own to take down this gigantic creature. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Now, I like to say that Shakishima and the woman that he decides to take in, who is known as Noriko Oshi, let's just say that I wouldn't, at some points in the film, there might be some hints that they could be maybe in a relationship, as Noretto asks Kochi Sakishima, Kochi is his first name, she asked him why he should have a wife, and why maybe she could be his wife. And Kochi explains that he needs to get over this guilt because this guilt is haunting him. And he believes that maybe he can live it then if he does take down Godzilla. But he eventually realizes that maybe having somebody around, like Noetko and the baby, might help them deal with this guilt, along with the veterans that Shakishima decides to partner with to take down Godzilla. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie, and I heard they might make a sequel to this movie. Now, this movie was part of the Godzilla franchise, but this was more of a standalone film rather than a sequel to one of the other movies. But I heard they might make a sequel to this to Godzilla Minus One, which would be very cool to see. But the next time we will see Godzilla will be in 2024 when Godzilla teams up with Kong in Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. But I'll talk about that later in a different movie review. But yeah, Godzilla Minus One was pretty good. I definitely recommend it. So that's my movie review of Godzilla Minus One. I hope you guys have a very happy and safe Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I will see you guys again for my next movie review. Alright, goodbye.